It was a chilly, wind-blown morning in central Auckland. The streets buzzed with early workers and students rushing to catch buses, barely glancing at the world around them. Among the crowd was a young man named Ayan. Ayan wasn't rich. In fact, he barely made enough to cover his shared flat rent and groceries each month. But what he had, he valued deeply: his integrity, his kindness, and the stories his mother used to tell him back in Pakistan about compassion and faith in humanity. Ayan had only been in New Zealand for a little over a year, working part-time shifts at a convenience store and studying business at university. Every morning he walked the same route to the train station. And every morning on the same bench near Queen Street he saw the same woman, thin, wearing oversized clothes, clutching a torn bag, and often staring blankly at the ground. She had wild gray hair, and her hands always trembled from the cold. No one paid attention to her. People walked past, sometimes even shifting away as if her mere presence was inconvenient. One morning, Ayan saw her trying to light a cigarette with shaking hands. Her fingers were red from the wind, and she looked weaker than usual. Ayan felt something stir in him. He paused. Others walked past. He turned back. He had only $5 in his pocket, but he approached her. "Excuse me, miss," he said gently. "Can I get you a coffee or something warm?" She looked up, startled. Her eyes were gray-blue, intelligent but worn. For a moment she said nothing, then she nodded. Yes, Yes, that would be lovely. Ayan walked into the nearest cafe, bought a hot flat white and a cheese muffin with the little cash he had. He handed it to her with a warm smile. "Take care of yourself, okay?" "Wait," she said softly. "What's your name?" "Ayan." "Thank you, Ayan." He smiled and walked off, never thinking twice about it. It wasn't charity, it was just what felt right. He continued on with his day, went to class, worked his shift, and forgot the incident entirely by evening. But fate doesn't forget kindness. 3 weeks later, Ayan was called to an internship interview he hadn't even applied for. It was at one of the largest tech investment firms in Auckland, Orion Capital. He thought it was a mistake. He was just a student with average grades, no references, no family background, and no insider connections. He dressed his best borrowed shoes from his roommate, wore his only formal shirt, and showed up. The office was sleek, modern, intimidating. People in suits buzzed around, the air smelled of money and espresso. "Mr. Ayan, please come in," said the receptionist, leading him into the main executive room. He stepped inside, and froze. Sitting at the head of the long oak table, dressed in a sharp black blazer and pearl earrings, was the same woman he had given coffee to. She looked powerful, now composed, commanding, every trace of her street presence gone. But her eyes were the same. "Ayan," she said with a smile, "I was hoping you'd come." He blinked. I didn't expect." "You didn't expect the homeless woman you helped to be the CEO of Orion Capital?" He swallowed hard. "No, I just did what I felt was right." She nodded slowly. "That's why you're here." She went on to explain. Her name was Clara Whitmore, a self-made entrepreneur, founder of one of the biggest startup funds in Oceania. What he hadn't known was that for the past year, she had been personally running a social experiment, disguising herself as a homeless woman to observe the treatment of people in need by society. Most people ignored her, some were cruel. A few gave her loose change with pity. But only one person, she said, offered me warmth, conversation, and dignity. Ayan was speechless. She leaned forward. "I don't believe in resonance. I believe in character. You've already passed the test." That day, Ayan not only got the internship, he got mentorship from Clara herself. Within months, he was learning directly under top executives, traveling for conferences, and growing faster than he'd ever imagined. His humility and hard work shone. Years later, Ayan would become the youngest partner at Orion Capital, heading global impact investments and launching programs to support underprivileged students from developing countries. At the press conference, Announcing his new role, a journalist asked him, "What's the one thing that changed your life?" Ion smiled. "A coffee." And a choice to see someone who everyone else ignored. And somewhere in the front row, Clara sat smiling.